Now begins the recitation of the revelation word of the Divine Avataric Master, Paramar Saptanar Adidar Samraj. This is, I am divinely named, from the Dawn Horse Testament. I am the Divine Avataric Realizer, the Divine Avataric Revealer, and the Divine Avataric Self-Revelation of the only Who that is, and who is the one and only, and very, and transcendental, and perfectly subjective, and inherently spiritual, and intrinsically egoless, and inherently perfect, and self-evidently divine self-nature, self-condition, source condition, and self-state of all and all, and who is the truth that is reality itself, and who is the one and only and self-evidently divine source and person, and who is consciousness or being itself, and who is the one and only one who is divinely self-manifested as all worlds and forms and beings, and who is present or bright as the intrinsically egoless and self-evidently divine heart itself, and as the transcendental spiritual and self-evidently divine current of love bliss light in and prior to the body and the mind. Therefore, I am divinely named. As my unique divine appellation by which I am now and forever hereafter to be addressed and known by all and all, and in order that I may now and forever hereafter be whole bodily and by heart invoked, and whole bodily and by heart located, or truly heart found, and whole bodily and by heart recognized, and whole bodily and by heart transcendently spiritually known, and whole bodily and by heart, and ultimately most perfectly realized in and as my divine heart's free and everywhere and as everyone, all in all pervading sphere and space. I am Da, the self-existing and self-radiant one, whose eternal characteristics are now and forever hereafter avatarically self-transmitted to all and all, by means of the perpetual mudra of divine self-giving, and Adi, the only one, the first one, or the foremost or preeminent one, and Rishira, the radiant shining, bright illuminator and enlightener, and Avatar, the divinely descended one, the bright divine person who pervades the cosmic domain from infinitely above, and who is the very and inherently bright divine self-condition, and the self-existing and self-radiant source condition of all and all, and who is appearing perfectly divinely self-emerged in the avataric human form of a man for the sake of the graceful divine liberation of all and all, and Lovananda, the bright divine love bliss itself, and who I am, the eternally free and eternally bright divine heart itself, and Dalaloma, the self-existing divine person of love, and Vinivarama, the self-radiant bright divine source and substance and self-condition of all and all, and Taraga, the divine sovereign or inner ruler of all and all, gracefully embodied in the avataric human form of a man, for the sake of the divine blessing of all and all, and now and forever hereafter, avatarically established in the hearts of all who devotionally recognize me and devotionally respond to me as the all-in-all saving divine avataric master, and Samraj, the divine avataric master, or the transcendental, perfectly subjective, inherently spiritual, intrinsically egoless, inherently perfect, self-evidently divine, and avatarically self-revealed person, inner ruler, and liberator of the heart that is the one and only heart of each, and all of every one of all and all. Ahamda Asmi, beloved, I am Da. I am the self-existing and intrinsically egoless and perfectly non-different being behind the mind, who is, by means of my avatarically given divine self-revelation, to be realized in the heart on the right side of the body, and who is consciousness itself, always most perfectly prior to the ego I, and always most perfectly prior to space-time's patterning of difference. I am the self-radiant one, who is the bright or the self-existing and avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual presence within and beyond the body-mind complex, and who is always now and forever hereafter at the heart, and who now and forever hereafter shines even above and beyond the crown of the head and beyond the mind, and who now and forever hereafter is merely present beyond all conditional knowledge and entirely beyond separate self-consciousness. Ahamda Asmi, beloved, I am Da, avatarically self-revealed to you. To realize me by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace as the inherent and tacit self-apprehension of being itself is to transcend the body-mind complex in ecstasy and in truth. To breathe and feel and sometimes recite or chant or sing my avatarically self-revealed divine name, while feeling and thus by heart communing with my avatarically born bodily human divine form, and thereby even my avatarically self-revealed divine state is, in truth, to celebrate and commune with me, the only one who is, and thus and thereby even to forget to make a separate self. To breathe and feel and sometimes recite or chant or sing my avatarically self-revealed divine name, while surrendering whole bodily into my eternal and now and forever hereafter avatarically self-revealed and given divine transcendental spiritual current of love bliss light, is to worship me, the intrinsically egoless and self-evidently divine person in spirit. Those who devotionally recognize my avatarically self-revealed person and in devotional response to my avatarically self-revealed divine form and presence and state of person worship me as the one and only divine causal person of reality and truth, and as the one and only and bright or divine and transcendently spiritually living and all in all surrounding and all in all pervading one, are, by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, granted the ego transcending vision or love bliss realization of my eternal divine and inherently transcendental spiritual person and intrinsically egoless self-condition. Therefore my devotee is, by means of my avatarically self-transmitted divine transcendental spiritual grace, radiantly heart-filled and at last most perfectly and brightly heart-awakened by means of my avatarically given divine self-revelation of my self-existing and self-radiant divine transcendental spiritual presence of self-evidently divine person. Even the total body, mind, and the whole world will shine with my avatarically self-transmitted divine love bliss light, if the heart falls in love with me. Therefore, the heart of my true devotee will easily be sifted out from the body-mind and, at last, from all the limits of the world itself. This is, I am divinely named, from the Dawn Hall's Testament. Here ends recitation of the revelation word of the divine avataric master, Paramasaptana, Adida Samraj. Da.